Ladies and gentlemen, here Wisdom Tabile Sibego coming to you live from South Africa. What an honor and a privilege namhlanje on the 17th of August in the year of 2024. A privilege uNkulunkulu that has given to us. We are still alive in South Africa. Now we're reaching out most probably into the whole world, in Africa, the entire world. And I know that the Spirit of God is not compressed, that the Spirit of God has no limitation, that the Spirit of God reaches the world. It's a beautiful day, family. It's a beautiful day that, today I woke up, and when I was praying in the morning, after that morning prayer, there was just a breeze of Ingelosi, the angelic host that surrounded me with the peace of God, and the environment was so settled. So umangizongena in my word, when I was going to start studying my word, it was just so beautiful. Ebukhoneni bukaNkulunkulu. Mamela mhlobo wami, we do this walk with God not because we are foolish, not because we are wise, because it is the only way that can give us life. In the end, what we sought is life, and the life that is full of joy, the life that is full of peace, the life that is full of victory. Life in its entirety. Life is so challenging. Life is so painful. Life, it's when you go through life without God, it becomes impossible to overcome all obstacles in the way. But where God is, there is a way. I just want to remind you this morning that as you make a choice into how are you going to walk this life, remember your maker. Just like Ecclesiastes says, remember your maker whilst you still have energy, whilst you still have love, whilst you still have peace, whilst you still have the ability. As you make a choice to live today, remember your maker. Remember your maker. Remember your maker. These are just my submission to you. Remember him. And where possible, every step of the way, just take a moment and say, God, thank you. Just say that. God, thank you. I've seen the fruits of being grateful and the fruits of being ungrateful towards God. The consequences are severe when we are ungrateful. But when we are grateful, we just see the flow of all things. That all things just happens in a manner that you can never understand why, but it just becomes so amazingly beautiful. Now, I want to talk to those children out there. I want to talk to you out there who has been experiencing a challenge with your mother, that you have come to a level of thinking that your mother hates you, your mother despises everything about you. Let me tell you something. I've heard stories lately of people that confided in me with regards to their mothers because of the differences that they've had. And I know it's difficult to grasp the understanding of why me and my mother are standing in this position. Ladies and gentlemen, her wisdom with Tabile Sibeko. Let me tell you something that you can never take away from a mother. It's the love of a mother for her children. When a mother loves, there's no one that can ever love like a mother. There's no one that can ever love a child like a mother. If anyone has love on this entire earth, and if anyone can love unconditionally, it's a mother. Now, often when we meet the mothers that seem to be hateful to their children, we need to have an understanding. I met a friend and we had a discussion around her and her mother. And she said, my mother does not love me. And I knew deep inside of me that not that your mother does not, she loves you. And if you know how dearly this woman loves you, you would understand. And I met another mother who said, my child does not love me. My child is rejecting me. And I said, if you understand, the mother says, my child is rejecting me. She's saying that I'm not her mother. And on the other side, the daughter is saying, my mother does not love me. She's hateful towards me. You can see that these are translating statements. It's an opposite. The mother feels the daughter is rejecting her, and the daughter is feeling that the mother is rejecting her, and they both in a state whereby they think they are not loved, whereby they both love each other. But the problem that is here is the past, that which has not been dealt with. To the daughter, your mother loves you. Whatever that is going on in your mother suffered as a child. What you need to understand psychologically is that patterns pass on to generation if healing is not sought. Now, if someone was broken when they were growing up and they never found healing, they will pass on to the pain in the next generation. That is precisely what is going on with your mother. Your mother is not a person who does not appreciate, recognize, nor love you. She's a person who loves you but who doesn't know how to love you like the way a mother should love, because she herself experienced the same pain. Now the pain that is in your mother is now translating into you. It's transferred onto you, and it's translating itself to what it translated itself to your mother. It appears as if it is, but it's not it. What is going on? It's the pain that's in your mother that wants to find a place in you and find a dwelling. Now you need to recognize it and you need to break it. That is what in a form of Christianity they call it a generational curse. There's no one who can love like a mother. How our mothers were raised, it is how eventually our mothers therefore comes and raise us. And how are we raised? It is how we raise our children. The pains that we encountered as we were growing up, it's what we transfer into our children, and it translates exactly to be who we are onto our children. Now we need to have a sense of understanding and help our mothers to heal. Help our mothers to heal. I used to tell my aunt, and I'd say, you need to look around you and understand why certain behavior patterns continues. It is because of generational patterns that are translating into the future. Now, in order to win this, the only weapon is to recognize, identify the pattern, and break the chain. Change the pattern. If the pattern was going crooked, make the pattern straight. And when you make the pattern straight, it will then begin to yield beautiful fruits. And what was from the beginning, it will be seen. Now, this we can liken it to the statement that was made by Jesus when he said you need to be born again. The born again process must come, because in the process so much God lost from the character of the individual, and adoption, what was not became. Now the original person God lost, and then what was not came into the picture and took a place that it was not supposed to, and made a dwelling on its own to take over. Now that pain cycle, that pain pattern must die, and the person must come again. Healing must manifest until the fullness of this person is back. Then we can see the reality of this person. Until then, we can never say, my mom hates me, because it's not your mom. It's the pains that are working in your mom. Until then, mother, you can't say your daughter hates you. She can't, because it's not her. It's the pain. It's the adopted character by circumstances that has taken over. The character that must be by all means, this character must not be allowed to carry on. This character must be demolished, and this character must be finished, so that the character which is intended and the character that which is must come to life. What you see is not your mom. What you see is not your daughter. It's the other version of the brokenness in your daughter, the brokenness in your mother. But understand this and know this: no one loves like a mother. A mother loves a child to a point that no one could understand. When a child goes to prison, a mother, even if they say the child committed murder, the mother can never turn their back on their children. That's the love of a mother. It is naturally designed by the great I Am that mothers would have the kind of love for their children unconditionally. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Tabile, her wisdom. Stick around. There's so much that I want to drain out. And if you have those questions and you have those mysteries, you have those triggering thoughts, just give me a call and just let me know. I'll give you the answer by the power of love that lives inside of me. And I say to you right now that love is the answer. May the good Lord bless you, make his face shine upon you, and be gracious to you. You are holy, Jehovah, you are holy. Wewe tu Baba giti.